Good morning. Time for your daily morning horoscope for Monday, 10th March. Aries, new and exciting vibes are swirling around you today, Aries, as a potential love interest may appear unexpectedly. The attraction could be electric, sparking a thrill that's hard to ignore. Whether or not you pursue this connection will depend on your current situation, but either way, you'll likely enjoy the rush of emotions. Today, Taurus, you should be feeling especially energetic and enthusiastic. This makes the perfect day to kick off a new project, perhaps something related to your home or personal growth. You might find more than one opportunity coming your way. One could be creatively fulfilling, while the other might be more routine. Gemini, it looks like you'll be busy organizing a party or group gathering, Gemini. Expect to spend a lot of time on communications, whether that's writing letters, making phone calls, or sending out invites. This is a great opportunity to reconnect with friends and get everyone excited. Cancer, start your day slowly, Cancer. Give yourself time to recuperate. Focus on staying hydrated and eating nourishing foods to regain energy. Once you're ready, tackle those tedious tasks first. Prioritize them in chunks, setting a timer to keep yourself motivated. As you check off each item, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment that boosts your mood. Leo, this is a perfect day for launching any project that involves writing, acting, or speaking, Leo. Your creativity is buzzing, and you're likely brimming with new ideas. Dive into tasks that let you express yourself, whether it's drafting a story, rehearsing a script, or preparing a speech. Keep the momentum going by engaging in stimulating conversations with friends. Make sure to jot down any ideas that come up during these interactions. Virgo, have you thought about diving into real estate, gardening, or interior decorating? Today might be the day to explore these interests, Virgo. You could discover a knack for one or all of these areas and even consider them as future income sources. It's worth looking into some formal training to see these possibilities through. Libra, you're buzzing with energy and excitement today, Libra. It's a perfect day to gather friends for a spontaneous get-together. Consider hosting a casual meetup at your place or planning an outdoor picnic. Keep the atmosphere lively with engaging games or activities. As you catch up, share your latest exciting news and relish the stimulating conversations. Scorpio, opportunity knocks today with a chance to make some extra money through someone you know from a social event, Scorpio. Even if you're not familiar with the work, trust your sharp mind to learn quickly. Be aware of pushing yourself too hard though. Stay focused on balancing effort with well-being to avoid burnout. Sagittarius, this is the perfect time to dive into those new goals, Sagittarius. Surround yourself with like-minded people at a social event or group meeting. Let your creative talent shine through as you collaborate and connect. You'll find both satisfaction and enjoyment in shared energy and friendship. Capricorn, today, Capricorn, it's time to kick off that project you've been dreaming about. Whether it's career-related or a personal goal, this endeavor will push you forward in the direction you desire. Remember, it's important to maintain a balanced perspective and not be overly critical of yourself. Treat your work with the same fairness and objectivity that you would offer others. Aquarius, today, Aquarius, you're in a mood to expand your horizons. You and a friend might be planning an exciting vacation, possibly involving a flight across the ocean. This trip isn't just for relaxation. It's to a place that has always intrigued you, making it an educational adventure. Consider booking a flight that allows for some flexibility in case new opportunities for exploration arise. Pisces, it seems like the universe has some exciting updates swirling around your career path. Whether it's a well-deserved raise or some intriguing new benefits, stay alert for any information coming your way. This good news might involve investments or other financial perks that go beyond your usual paycheck. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Monday, 10th March. Do have yourself a wonderful day.
Good morning. It's Monday. Wakey, wakey. It's a start to another brand new week, and I hope that you're ready for it. Remember, get your mind set up, get the mind frame intact. If you need to take a few minutes to talk to God first, do just that. Take a little warm water on the chest, with a little lemon and a little cayenne pepper. Whatever it is you need to do to get up and get your day started right, let's do it now. Let's also go on over to see what's happening with our news department.
Good morning. Amid growing concerns over crime, a collaborative debushing exercise was carried out along the Rodney Bay Strip to improve visibility and public safety on Friday. The initiative, led by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the Fire Service, and the Grosley Constituency Council, received the support from the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association and private sector partners.
This area is one of the key impact points for tourism activity. We lament concerns and we complain very often about the negative impact of all-inclusive experiences and the visitors are not encouraged to go out. But you can well understand if visitors are afraid to come and visit restaurants in these areas, the bars in this area, and simply to stroll and walk through, then they're going to resort to the safety of these confined all-inclusive stays. All our metrics indicate internationally that the guests want to go out and interact in the community in which they're staying. But we have to make sure those communities are safe, that they're decent, that they're beautiful, and that when guests leave, they leave with a lasting positive impression.
Stakeholders are also pushing for urgent solutions to security challenges, including improvements at the Rodney Bay Police Station. Deramo farmers are struggling without an agricultural extension officer for over 3 years and lacking essential supplies to protect their crops.
One farmer indicated that he has citrus plants and they are dying due to some disease. What he indicated is that the leaf gets yellow, and what is happening is that we are getting a lower production of citrus such as lemons, limes, and so on. Because he even indicated to me, don't you notice that you're not getting any of these fruits in the supermarket? So there's some disease that's affecting the citrus crop.
The UWP's endorsed Grosley candidate is calling for urgent intervention, also highlighting unsanitary conditions at the Tea Village food court, where vendors and customers face poor facilities. Johnson says if elected, she will take immediate action to remedy the situation. The St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association, the SLBWA, is working to register every blind and visually impaired person on the island through its ongoing mapping and registration project. Now, despite slow progress, the Executive Director, Anthony Avril, says the initiative is crucial for identifying needs and ensuring individuals receive the necessary support to contribute meaningfully to the society.
That kind of information is really relevant to help us address their special needs and with the appropriate intervention. Now, of course, blindness occurs at any point in life. So you find a number of persons, you may suffer serious vision loss, but you have been making your contribution to society in your various endeavors.
In November 2021, the Blind Welfare Association partnered with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to advance that project. St. Lucia's fight against corruption is under review as the Attorney General's Chambers hosts a delegation from the United Nations Convention Against Corruption.
So as part of the last review, St. Lucia would have developed an anti-corruption policy. this policy would have been facilitated through the participation of a number of stakeholders, inclusive of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the other departments of government, the Integrity Commission, and in that policy, we would have developed a number of action plans. For the part of the Attorney General's chambers, the issue of witness protection would have come up. And I'm happy to report that the government is currently in the throes now of finalizing that legislation.
Officials say the review aims to bolster the country's legal and institutional framework, with key stakeholders assessing existing measures and identifying areas for improvement. That's your news summary. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Wonderful. Now, Kendall, we need to take a short break, yeah? We're coming right back. How much do you know about the Caribbean Women in Leadership program? Well, we have a St. Lucia arm, and Karen Tobier is very much involved. And you know what? She said some inside that I was happy to get because I didn't know too much about it, and I'm sure you would appreciate as well. We talk a lot about the Ciwil and the Caribbean Women in Leadership, the St. Lucia arm. Now, we want to get in a little bit more up close and personal to this movement, what it is about, when was it erected? Give us the insight, Karen.
Okay, so Ciwil St. Lucia actually started in 2020, December 2020, in the middle of COVID. A lot of good things came out of COVID. We always talk about the negative. Ciwil is actually an organization that strives to empower women in leadership across the board in civil society, in public life and private life, and also in particular women in politics. And women in politics, the focus being that we know and we understand that if women are not seated at the seat of power, then changes cannot happen. So yes, our politics is dominated by men, and we know that women think differently, behave differently, and see things from a different perspective. So the balance must be there. And so Ciwil particularly looks after empowering women in politics. And to achieve that, we do a lot of training. We do a lot of empowerment sessions. We do a lot of training. We have actually a women in politics training program that Ciwil St. Lucia ran a couple of years ago. It was a 12-week program where we trained 40 women who were aspiring politicians. So
what now with those who are already there? Are they taking or they figure it's too much for them, or they gone past that stage?
So
are you targeting them as well? Because I mean, come on.
We are. So actually, let me just say this. Ciwil is a regional organization. So Ciwil, the regional body, actually offers training as well. And I will tell you that we have had our women politicians in St. Lucia go through the Ciwil training and come out on the other side more empowered to do what they've done. So, for example, I can say to you that Dr. Virginia Albert Poyet is one of the graduates of the Ciwil Women in Politics.
Awesome.
Miss Alvina Reynolds, the president of the Senate, Dr. Gail Rigobert, Charlotte Mangal. We have a number of women. Morella Joseph, I don't know if you remember Morella Joseph, who was the UWP leader a few years ago. So we have a number of women who actually have gone through the regional Ciwil training. And so, but of course, there's not been a lot of conversation about Ciwil and what it's doing and where it's at. And so that is one of the things. We do a lot of training. So
maybe we need to change that. Because
yes. So there will always be workshops happening, webinars, seminars happening that empower women, that give women the skills that they need to take over leadership role. We believe in transformational leadership is one of the pillars of the Ciwil network. So that is basically what Ciwil does and where we are at. We are non-political. We are independent. We are an NGO, and membership is open to women of any age at all. So women, for the younger women, there is a YWIL program, which is a Young Women in Leadership program, and that targets women between the ages of 18 to 35. And then we have, so once you get to the age of 16 to whatever, you can become a member of Ciwil. We are on social media. So the fastest way you can find us is probably via our Instagram page or on Facebook. And you can actually, use the link there to apply for membership.
Right. How far along are we in the St. Lucia leg, meeting our mandate?
Like I said, we actually, for the first time, when we were able to do our first Women in Politics training, which was a 12-week training program, we had 40 women trained. I am happy to say that out of the 40 women who were trained this year, we actually saw some of those women last year and this year stepping into the political fray. Um, so we've been able to say yes, these women actually came over on the other side, and one of the one of the things that came out of it, or actually one of the part of the training program, is actually to do a physical women in parliament sitting. So we did have a mock parliamentary sitting in parliament, an all female for the first time mock parliamentary sitting. And interestingly enough, we chose that the ladies, when we were doing the training, chose to discuss in parliament the implementation of a minimum wage. And a few months later, the government, of course, had already had they were already doing their investigations. But a few months after that, we saw the implementation of a livable wage in St. Lucia. So it says that our women understand what is happening. And I will tell you, when these ladies chose that as the topic to discuss in Parliament, we had no idea that the government was working on it. And nothing was said to us because we do this, of course, in consultation with Parliament. So the Speaker and the Senator and the Senate.
No, not to cut into you, but you said an all-woman panel for the mock one,
Yes.
and you smiled. I hope that doesn't mean we're trying to eliminate the men, right? Because
No. We're not.
so we need to make it clear that we didn't come to do that.
And actually, what happened after that was that there was people actually thought that it was a political party that had started, an all-female political party, but it was not. Because we target women, it was easier to say that. And historical, of course, to actually have a mock sitting in Parliament where it's only women speaking. But it's not that we are trying to eliminate men. We believe in balance. Like I said, gender is about balance. So we believe in balance, and our men and women are there to work together. We're not overshadowing anybody, but we are a women's organization, and so we look after the affairs of women.
Wonderful. Karen, thank you for enlightening us on Ciwil. We hope to have some in the coming future as to the movement. Thank you.
I will keep you informed of what we're doing.
Absolutely. I would appreciate it. We'd appreciate that. No. And you may be wondering why, but it was necessary for us to find out more about Ciwil, because guess what? Last Friday, they did something quite significant. Everybody was celebrating International Women's Day. There was a lot of seminars, there was a lot of talks and motivational speaking. There was a lot of that, which we really did appreciate. But they decided last Friday to take a different approach to the recognition of International Women's Day, and they did a silent stand against violence against women. And that was remarkable, So we caught up with Karen back then as well. We caught some excitement from the actual silent stand. They were at the Parliament Yard. So here's some insight from that. We're here with the amazing, beautiful, absolutely wonderful Karen Toubier. This time she's in the capacity so many times, there's so many different hats. So we must identify which hat she's wearing today. She's wearing the hat in the capacity of the Caribbean Women in Leadership.
That's correct.
The Ciwil cap is what she's wearing today. And significantly so, because they've planned something that is needed. We're not in a bubble. We know what's going on. I mean, just recently we've seen so much happen. I mean, against our women. We're heading into International Women's Day, and guess what? Things have been happening against our women. Somebody's, we can't just lay low and lie back and accept it to be the norm. So I am very, very, very happy and thankful that your division have decided to do this silent stand against violence.
Yes.
Karen, welcome, and Happy New Year, Happy Independence, Happy everything.
And everything. Hi, Marie. Morning. So Ciwil St. Lucia decided this year that we actually were planning, as with everybody else, to do the upliftment and the empowerment of women and all of that until recent happenings. And that sort of just tweaked a little bit what we were going to do. And I know that I'm excited. I really want to say Happy International Women's Day to all of our beautiful women who are empowered and those who are trying to get into leadership. Ciwil St. Lucia is there working with you there. But this year, because of what happened recently, the incident in Choiseul, the incident in Corinth, the other incident with the other young lady as well, Jolie and Alana, we decided that we were going to do the observation of International Women's Day with a little difference. Number one, we want families out there to know that there is support available for them. And we thought that the simplest way to do this and to send a message was to actually do what we call a silent stand or a silent proclamation in solidarity with our women, especially families and women who are in a position right now going through domestic abuse, gender-based violence, and gender-based violence, of course, with men and women. But in particular, we know that our women are targets, and recent happenings would indicate that as well. So we are going to be doing our silent proclamation. We're actually going to be standing in the yard of the Parliament, the office of the Parliament, very silently for about 3 minutes. No conversation, no talk, no fuss, no noise, just very silently, and send a message to say that we see, we know, and we hope that things will be different.
Is there a significance in having it in the Parliament yard, or is just the available space?
No. Okay. There is a significance in Parliament Yard. The House of Parliament, as everybody would know, is the place of power of the country. It is where decisions are made. It is where our laws are passed. It is where everything pertaining to our country happens in the House of Parliament. Things must happen there before it can get into the citizenry. And because it is the place of power, we chose to do that there because we believe that if we are going to take a stand, then our government and our members of parliament need to know about it and need to be part of what is happening. If there are no laws passed in parliament that can prevent this from happening, that can reinforce the laws that are already present, we need to send a message to say we understand this is where the power lies, and we want the message to go to where the power lies, to the women in parliament, to the men in parliament, to say we need change in our country. And if it means that we need legislative change, let us put in the legislative change to make that change in our citizenry to prevent this scourge from happening in our country.
So you have in mind some of the legislative changes you might want to see effected or maybe reinforced, because we do have a lot of things on the books that sometimes we don't follow. Do you have some in mind?
So we are happy that there is a new Domestic Violence Act that has been put in. I mean, we celebrated that, and Lucia is still on a high with that. And we love to say that we have the most progressive act. But there are parts of the act that are not always enforced, and that comes with training, of course, of our police, of the other departments who enforce these things, who provide support. So perhaps what we need to see is not necessarily legislative change to the act, but a lot more training to be done so that the implementation of the act, the interpretation and implementation of the act really provides the security and the protection to our men and women as is in the act. Of course, there are other departments that we think there are changes that need to be made. There have been a lot of complaints about the family court. And sometimes it is because we do not really understand how the family court works. Yes, there are always challenges. So again, we need to see a lot more communication. Maybe what needs to happen is for the family court to actually sit down and say, okay, this is what we are doing, or this is what we are supposed to do, so that people know when they go to the family court what to expect. We have the Department of Gender Relations. We have a Minister of Gender Relations. Maybe what we need is a lot more communication. I heard that there's a lot of criticism about the Department of Gender Affairs and what they do and how they do it. Perhaps it is because people do not know what they're doing. Absolutely. And so there needs to be more communication so that we know exactly what is going on. So it is not necessarily only implementing legislation, because you can pass the law in parliament. If there are no regulations, then the law is not implemented. So we need the laws to pass, and we need the finance to be put in to get the training done, to make sure that people who have to enforce that do it in a proper way.
everyone, and welcome to this morning's Socacize session. Leading the wine is Lauriane Sushan, Shani Victorine, Sarah Alexander, and Vernell Augustine. Let's get ready to wine. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a wine and tone routine to Anything Goes by Kelly B.
G6 production.
Kelly B.
4,
Anything,
2,
anything goes.
1,
Anything, anytime, anywhere.
and down.
Anything goes for the box right here. Let me tell you this, you make a Batman stare. Make a Batman stare. You could take it anytime, anywhere. What you wanna play? Truth or dare? What you wanna say? Simon says. She says she like this, she says she like that. She even said she like the ball. Well, it's time to prepare. Put you up on your back, no damn fair. She says she like Vibes Cartel, blurry camera, Alcatel, Batman phone, bad boy pal, cute girl wine, bam bam scale. Bust a little, bam bam scale. Take a girl all the way to Times Square. Anything goes for the back of your stare. Let me tell you this, you make a Batman stare. Make a Batman stare. You could take it anytime, anywhere. What you wanna play? Truth or dare? What you wanna say? Simon says. She says she like this, she says she like that. She even said she like the ball. My check 1, 2, 3. Blow tough thing, let's just pair. Check another man, I don't care. Me check another girl, she said that's not fair. That's not fair, that's not fair. She said why you wanna cheat? That's not fair. She said that's not fair, that's not fair. She said all me care about is your bam bam scale. Anything goes for the right here. Let me tell you this, you make a Batman stare. Make a Batman stare. You could take it anytime, anywhere. What you wanna play? Truth or dare? What you wanna say? Simon says. She says she like this, she says she like that. She even said she like the ball. When it's time to prepare, put you up on your back, no damn fair. She says she like Vibes Cartel, blurry camera, Alcatel, Batman phone, bad boy pal, cute girl wine, bam bam scale. Bust a little, bam bam scale. Take a girl all the way to Times Square. Anything goes, fit back. Take it anytime, anywhere. What you wanna play? Truth or dare? What you wanna say? Simon says. She says she like this, she says she like that. She even said she like the ball.
Thank you so much for joining us for this morning's workout. We hope you are feeling sexy, sultry, and strong. Have a wonderful day.
Right, and you would very well imagine we are at the Constitution Park. This is where we're wrapping up our Monday show. But you know what? Every opportunity that we get, and we've got the platform created before us, is to call to mind some of the positive things. So remember, if you're going to be utilizing the Constitution Park at any time, don't forget, no riding of your motorbikes, bicycles, no skateboardings in the Constitution Park. Please respect it and don't walk on the grass. All right. There's a fine as well. So you know you could get charged for doing it. But you know what? Don't even let that be the deterrent factor. Just be conscious that you're doing something good for your country and you're protecting some of those areas that needs to be protected. So when you're passing through the Constitution Park today, tomorrow, or any other day, just be mindful of these things. Have an awesome Monday. We see you again tomorrow.